Okay, so guys, we were going to do a theme song, but my cat almost bit Joe. But anyways, this is the things we do for you, or we try to do for you, and we almost get bit by our cats. This is the officially unofficial Geek Channel YouTube channel. I am here. My name is Carrie Quinn. I'm always with you. But today we have a very special guest.
Joe.
Joe is here. You just heard him. This is Joe, my boyfriend. You've heard me talk about him. You've heard me, mention him. And he's also commented and, done the normal boyfriend stuff and shared my posts and everything. But today we're going to talk about something very, very special.
Boba Fett.
Yep, something very special to Joe's heart, Star Wars. So, I hadn't done a Boba Fett issue or show yet. And so I figured what's happening with what's happening Wednesday but Boba Fett, because we just had the 4th episode.
Yep.
Of Boba Fett come out. Yes. I watched it just a few minutes ago. Joe, on the other hand, got up at 2 a.m. to watch it when it dropped.
As I do.
He does that with every Star Wars show. He did that. Well, the thing is that the first Star Wars show we really got to experience that with Disney Plus was The Mandalorian. And it's funny that we're mentioning The Mandalorian right now because we are going to be talking about Boba Fett, the book of Boba Fett, and I'm going to tell y'all right now, if you have not watched the first 4 episodes of Boba Fett, you may want to not listen right now. Pause this, go watch the first 4 episodes of Boba Fett. They're freaking fantastic. And then come back to listen to me and Joe talk about
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett. Yes. He likes saying Boba Fett. You like saying Boba Fett?
My name is Boba Fett.
My name is Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
Okay, wait. Can we try and say it like he does?
Yeah. Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
Yes.
Yes. All right. So there has been unlike with the Mandalorian, Boba Fett, the book of Boba Fett, has met with a little bit of ire in the Star Wars fandom community for certain things. And I for one, and I'm pretty sure I know how Joe feels about this because we've had plenty of conversations about that. In fact, that's why I got the idea to go ahead and do the show as a conversation, was because I feel like we are both on the side of we like what's been going on so far.
I love the show.
He loves the show. But he, as someone that is very active in the Star Wars fan community, has definitely seen the ire of
There's some boogers.
There's some boogers.
There's some boogers there.
So what kind of stuff do you see? Like
Well, let's see. Today's complaints are about Slave One.
Oh yes, the changing of the name.
But they didn't change the name.
Okay, so basically,
he calls it a fire spray, which is like saying, "Hey, I'm going to get my fire spray." Right? He's like, "Hey,
yeah,
help me get my fire spray." That would be like, "Hey, come here, look at me. I'm going to go get my Camaro." It's the model of car. Okay. I can name my car Betty, but I call my car, by Camaro because it's my Camaro.
So, Joe has a lot of knowledge involving Star Wars. If you happen to know him and you're going to a trivia night for Star Wars, take him with because he knows his shit. So can you tell me, Joe, like, how long has Boba Fett's ship been referred to as Slave One?
I mean, it's never been called, well, in the Clone Wars it was called Slave One, but like, out loud, but it's never been like out loud. It's always been in media, like in books and stuff like that, and like magazines.
Right.
Like, since forever. Forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always been the Slave One.
So when it comes to actual like movies and shows, it was only referred to as Slave One in the Clone Wars cartoon.
Yeah, somebody called it that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was back in the Clone Wars series. That was back when Boba Fett was still
a kid.
Yes. Because the ship was originally Jango Fett, which is his father's ship, correct? Yes. Yeah. So that's one of the things that kind of led up into, from what I'm understanding, led up into this season of Boba Fett, because you saw packaging changing involving the ship. Whereas in the, like, for instance, the box of Legos. It
says Boba Fett Starship.
Yeah. It doesn't say Slave One. Well, because obviously it's a kid's toy. It's a kid's toy. So, you know, why would you want to put Slave One on a kid's toy? So that was, people latched on to that today, huh?
Oh man, did they? But I had to prove them wrong. Like, the biggest indicator, if they ever change the name, it won't be in the databank anymore. StarWars.com, which is owned by Disney.
Okay.
It won't be called Slave One. You can go there; it's still called Slave One in the databank.
But they're just not referring to it.
Right. He just referred to it as like, hey, I'm going to get my Camaro.
Yeah. Like. Yeah. Your Camaro might be named Betty, but you know when it's a personal name. Yeah. You know, like. You're not going to go up to, you know, somebody you've just met and be like, I'm going to go pick up Betty.
And in all honesty, Boba Fett's been with the Tusken Raiders for like 5 years now. And not even Tusken Raiders, the Tuskens. They're not even Raiders. They're Tuskens. I'm being a little PC here.
All right.
And he's been with them. He might want to change the name of that. He might not want to call it Slave One anymore. And that's cool.
Yeah, it does. It does make sense to possibly think that maybe that would be a motivation for the character to not refer to it as Slave One anymore because of his experience with the Tuskens.
But I've seen some ire over that. They're all like, oh no, it's not called Slave One. It's always Slave One to me. I'm like, dude, it's still called Slave One.
You know what? You know what's really funny is that's the same kind of argument that you get from people that like the White Sox field is no longer Comiskey. It's U.S. Cellular Field. Yeah. And they're like, it's always Comiskey to me. Okay, sure, dude. I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe you know this. Isn't it true that like the whole stadium basically got rebuilt? Yeah. So it technically is not Comiskey anymore. This is not a situation with
I feel that if they ever change the name of Wrigley Field, which they won't do, but if they did do that,
you would understand where they're coming from.
Come on, what's the name of the big tower in Chicago?
It's the Willis Tower.
No.
but the thing is
it's not the Willis Tower. It's the freaking Sears Tower.
But in my defense here, okay, in defense of something, we'll figure it out in a moment. So like you practically with the U.S. Cellular Field being where the White Sox play, mm-hmm. All right, it was basically rebuilt into U.S. Cellular Field. It is no longer the same field, the same baseball stadium as Comiskey.
Yeah, but see,
whereas in the tower, never got taken down and rebuilt or anything like that. The tower has still been the tower. So if somebody says Sears Tower, they're just as right, I think, as saying Willis Tower, because at one point it was named Sears Tower.
In my mind, like, this is how it is. If you want to call the ship Slave One, call it Slave One. It doesn't matter in the long run. It's still a bitchin' ship, man. It's still doing bitchin' things. I mean, my God.
It still basically sat there for how many years without being used and then just started right back up again?
Yeah, I have questions about that. Did somebody, start it every now and again? Or can anybody get in that ship? I don't think so. I think, only Boba Fett can get in there.
Well, no, not true. Fennec Shan just did.
No, I mean, open it up.
Oh, like maybe there's a, eye scan or like a finger scan thing.
Or something like...
Yeah, like fingerprints?
Yeah, off his, whatever that code is. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so what about this code thing?
What about him? I don't know. That was made up for The Mandalorian. I don't know much about him.
Really? I forgot about that. Yeah. So in basically what we've had talking about the whole scene today with Fennec Shan and getting the ship Slave One, the fire spray, whatever you want to call it,
gunship,
whatever you want to call it. Boba Fett's ship, that works too. So in the whole idea of getting Boba Fett's ship, it was another one of these flashbacks.
Yep.
You know, where you're basically finding out you're kind of getting yourself into the like. We've had 4 episodes that can each of them, I believe, contain flashbacks, if not were.
3 didn't have too much of a flashback.
Yeah, but there was at least some.
But it had the groovy, awesome mod kids that I love.
Yes.
That some people seem to hate.
Yes, we will talk about them. Because I think that we deserve to add to that community. The mod kids deserve us to add to that community of people speaking out in support of the mod kids. So we definitely want to do that. So what we've seen in each episode practically is Boba Fett in the Bantha tank. Banta tank. Bacta?
Yes.
Bacta tank. Thank you. Healing from each day's activities, supposedly.
He's healing from the Starlight Pit stuff, too.
Is he, though, still?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I have, as we've talked about before, I have kind of a theory involving why, because some people are like, why does he have to spend so much time in the Bacta tank, you know, and everything. I have a little bit of a theory involving that. We've talked about that before. Do you remember what I mentioned?
I don't remember exactly.
Okay, so...
He's addicted to it?
No, not that he's addicted to it. No. One, he is getting older. He's still pretty, in shape.
He's in his 40s.
Yeah.
That's how old canonically he would be.
Yeah. So, he doesn't really, he's taken some, beatings recently, but... I think that there's this idea in meditation therapy involving the submersion tanks, because we see him kind of dealing with his past in these flashbacks and everything like that. So. To me, it kind of is like it might be a subversion tank, like water subversion therapy, where he's like, you know how some people can pay to be in tanks and just kind of meditate?
I didn't know that was a thing, but now I guess I do.
Okay, well, it is a thing. So people can pay to be just you close off the tank, and it's complete darkness, and you're floating in water. Okay? Part of me thinks that that's kind of also what he's getting from this.
He's getting mental healing.
Yeah, mental healing.
Like she brings that up about the inside.
Yeah, and which she does bring that up in this episode today.
Fennec Shan, by the way,
brings it up about the internal scars, and which I thought was very poignant to bring up. But okay, so that's just a little bit of a theory that I have. It makes sense, I think. What do you think?
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe he's using it because he does have the flashback, so he's probably using it for... But it said in this episode that his healing was done, so obviously he was using it for healing. And you see that, his scars are going away little by little and stuff like that, so...
Okay, yeah.
It is healing him, physically.
Yeah. And, maybe it's a little bit of both. Maybe, who knows? Or maybe I'm completely wrong.
We'll see if he goes back in it.
Yeah. Our cat is going nuts.
He does that.
He does that a lot. We have one cat going completely bonkers, and then we have one cat sitting on her little perch. Just kind of judging everyone. That's the one that almost bit us when we were trying to do theme music. She does not like that. She specifically does not like it when he sings.
Nope.
Nope, she does not like it. So he was singing, and and she came over. I was doing like a little like test of the audio, and he was singing, and then I had to play the audio. So he's singing. She comes over there, and she acts like she's gonna nip at him. And then I play back the audio, and she goes and she jumps up next to me like she's gonna be like, I don't like this. So she's our loving little girl, even though we talk about how fierce she is. But the mod kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're my new favorite thing.
I love them because, and people keep on bringing it up that it's like a homage to George Lucas, and people. I know that you've told me that people in online have been pretty split about them.
Yeah, it's kind of split.
I love the idea of a whole bunch of kids that just really just want to say suck it to society and do their own thing and be all spiffy and shit,
Especially on Tatooine.
Yeah.
Where everything's drab and stuff like that. And they're like, man, man, we got these cool color scooters and we are awesome and we are rejecting our society. We do not like it here. So we do not want to look like everybody else. We don't want to. We're going to put robot parts on ourselves and we're going to live fly as heck.
Yeah. And their scooters and everything like that look really cool, the bikes. I definitely have to agree with a lot of the stuff that people are saying, that it's definitely a nod to George Lucas's, loves and his history, his film history, especially one of his breakthrough hits being American Graffiti. And as I've said, a couple times in conversations we've had, can y'all just look at the man's hair and the way he dresses? He definitely loves that culture. But I definitely love the how scrappy they are. Like when
they just jump on Crescent and
yeah, they're like, who the fuck cares about this Wookiee dude that can tear our arms off? We're all gonna just jump on it. Like that was crazy when that happened, and then they're all in there. Shit, that was crazy. I love that. But today we were watching here, and a lot of the episode was, I would say probably a good half of it was
a flashback to Fennec Shan.
Yeah. Him finding Fennec and
it catches up with the Mandalorian.
Yeah, it does catch up with the Mandalorian. So I don't know really about how much we're really going to be treated to flashbacks for the rest of the season.
It seems like it caught up with the show.
But you know what? We're also getting flashbacks from his youth too.
Yeah, it could go back there.
It could go back there very easily. The one thing...
Give us a flashback of Jango Fett.
Yeah. Do you think it would just probably borrow footage from the prequels?
I don't know, probably.
Yeah. Rather than having him having to play two characters. He
plays hundreds of characters.
Well, you know what I mean.
Thousands, man. Thousands.
Yeah, I know. I remember that moment in The Mandalorian where they're like, yeah, they'll probably just recognize my face if I go in there. So speaking of The Mandalorian, we want to go ahead and talk about this.
That ending.
That music. So like I when we got done watching it, I knew damn well. So that was what we were dealing with. So Boba Fett is getting ready to go to war. Now the thing is what we should preface this with saying that when it comes to crime bosses, Boba Fett's pretty darn fair.
Yeah.
Pretty darn good to people. You know, you have this persona that you expect a crime boss to, you know, exude. And I mean, it became pretty obvious early on, and they touch on this, you know, when he's talking to Fennec Shand about the kind of leader he wants to be. And he talks about, you know, in the flashback, you know, what is wrong with the situation as it is, and he uses it to he relates to Fennec Shand to kind of get his point across that rather than doing it, you know, running that kind of show, you know, with power and bruteness, that how many people like them wouldn't have gotten hurt or killed or messed with if people just acted more intelligently, and that kind of thing. And that kind of was, I like that they put that out there so that we could see kind of what his intention was overall, because we had a lot of things, a lot of him, you know, kind of hinting at it. But that gave, I think, a clear mission statement for what he wants to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a whole thing in my head of what happens. I hope it does happen that way.
What do you want?
Okay, well, he wins the war, right?
Of course.
And that's why his flag is flying in Maz Kanata's castle, and he rules with, like, competency, and, like, you know, like, and then, like, Tatooine's a nice place for once.
Well, yeah, because we don't really see all that much of Tatooine. We don't really see it. We don't see anything of Tatooine in
except for the end of Episode 9.
Yeah.
And then that's just Luke's old homestead.
Yeah, that's just one small portion of it.
But you see his flag flying in Maz Kanata's castle.
Yeah, you do.
And my headcanon is now that, you know, it's because of this.
Maybe that he wins the war and he rules, you know, justly and fairly, and people follow him, and it's basically brings a new day of to Tatooine, and maybe I mean, I hope that's correct, because that would be, I like happy endings.
Yeah, it'd be kind of sucky if in Star Wars we're getting a happy ending. That's just how it is. But you know, I mean, we have bittersweet endings. But maybe not this. Maybe there's more than one season.
Maybe there is. I mean, we have plenty of time.
Mm-hmm.
We have plenty of time, you know, to just, you know, kind of hang out between now and was that like some weird noise outside?
Yeah.
We live in an apartment complex, and it is every once in a while we hear weird stuff outside. But, you know, so, like, we have plenty of time in between this and anything. Hi, River. We have plenty of time between here and the sequel trilogy.
Yeah. And I'm not one of those people that think this is erasing the sequel trilogy, because, oh my god, is that annoying.
Wait, hold on.
Yes, there's people that think that.
There's people that think that this is...
Not just this, like The Mandalorian and Dave Filoni, they're going to erase the sequel trilogy.
Are you... Nah.
Look, I don't like The Rise of Skywalker, but
there's plenty of things wrong with The Rise of Skywalker, but we don't want it erased because, well, it happened. It's like one of those things where it's like when you're walking along and you spilled like your ice cream cone on the sidewalk, right? And it's just like you can't change the fact that you spilled your ice cream on the sidewalk. It happened. You either you basically like have to move on at that point. So it's not like you're gonna pay another $3 for an ice cream cone. You know.
I'd pay $3 for another ice cream cone, but just saying, I like ice cream.
Well, how would they even go about paying $3 for another ice cream cone?
I'm just kidding. I'm just saying. In real life, I'm paying $3 for
okay, so maybe it was a bad analogy.
Yes.
It was a very bad analogy, and we'll deal with that. But so there are actually people in the fandom that are saying that this is racist.
The fandom can be trash.
Yeah, I've experienced that with Doctor Who, as you know. Doctor Who fandom can be trash as well because, God forbid.
I'm actually finding a good part of it right now, which is nice.
Yeah. Well, with Doctor Who, it's God forbid, there's a woman Time Lord named the Doctor,
That's a whole different episode.
That's a whole different episode. I mean, I would love to do a what's happening once they finally announce who the next Doctor is, but I kind of want them to just not tell us at all and just let it happen. That would be kind of cool.
Anyway, Star Wars.
Star Wars. That's what we're talking about today. So that the hate for Kathleen Kennedy is
oh God
is annoying at best, at worst.
That's why we like to say thank you, Kathleen Kennedy.
Yes, we do. that is a tradition in our household. We say thank you, Kathleen Kennedy, when we see her name come up on the screen, because if you want to get right down to it, we wouldn't have things like that we wouldn't have
The Mandalorian.
We wouldn't have Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have Return of the Jedi. She was involved in that. We wouldn't have Book of Boba Fett. We wouldn't have Bad Batch. We wouldn't have Clone Wars. We wouldn't have... Yeah, the list goes on and on. Basically, anything that you love and hate in Star Wars has to do with this woman. And probably more stuff that you love than you hate. So...
She's cool in my book.
And basically, anything that you guys praise Favreau and Filoni for... Filoni.
Yes.
For. It's because she okayed it. So really, get your misogyny off of my Kathleen Kennedy. Patriarchy, huh?
Patriarchy.
Yeah. So in this household, we celebrate Kathleen Kennedy until she gives us reason not to.
She hasn't given me a reason yet.
Yeah. Because think about it, there is so much Star Wars. Well, we got, 3 episodes left of the Book of Boba Fett.
I'm sad.
Yeah. But what do we got coming down?
Well, they announced that, in the magazine it says that, Bad Batch Season 2 starts in the spring, so...
Yeah.
We got Obi-Wan Kenobi at some point. Andor at some point.
Andor at some... I don't like the character.
I don't care. I'm still watching it because it's Star Wars.
Well, you will. Of course.
Yeah,
I'll be watching Obi-Wan Kenobi, though.
I'll be getting up at 2 in the morning like I do with every other Star Wars
I'll
program.
be watching Kenobi. Probably not at 2 in the morning.
And the whole point of his character was he wasn't supposed to be likable. That's great. That means he did his job. He's not a likable character.
Okay, all right.
The more I watch that movie, man, the more I appreciate it. I do appreciate that movie. It's pretty good.
It's not my favorite, but that's okay. That's okay.
It's not my favorite, but it's good.
Yeah, but Han Solo is better.
Yeah.
If you want to go for a Star Wars story, which one is better?
Solo's
Rogue One or Solo? It's Solo. It's Solo. But we've got Ahsoka that's going to be coming down.
Yeah, I don't think that's this year, though.
It's not going to be this year. We have to wait another year for Ahsoka? That sucks.
Man, we gotta wait Mandalorian till probably Christmas time.
Oh, I can understand that. I can understand that. They're giving us the Book of Boba Fett right now.
I think the next...
Unaltered by the hype of the Mandalorian. So he gets his own hype.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, we've got that theme music at the end of this episode. And basically we have Fennec Shan talking about how, you know...
money can buy muscle.
Money can buy muscle. And then all of a sudden you hear that theme. It's not Boba Fett's theme. It's Din Djarin.
Dude, he's gonna be in it, man. Next week, we're gonna see him.
So we have different ideas of how we might find him. How is he going to be? He's not going to have his baby anymore.
He's going to be working and a workaholic because he's sad.
Yeah.
So he needs a job. He needs this job.
Yeah.
He probably doesn't even have a ship. Unless he just takes, you know...
Unless he's just like, man, you know, he has the dark saber. He can just take shit.
You know what? I hope he has a repurposed Imperial shuttle because I mean, the last time we see him, he's on a freaking Star Destroyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That works.
I hope he has a repurposed like Imperial shuttle, like that's all like cobbled together.
Right. That would be perfect.
Wouldn't that be dope? That'd be a dope ship.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
And I have my own thoughts on the state of the Darksaber at this point. Like I've talked to you about it. Like I just it would be kind of funny if he's tried to give it back. If he's like, I got this thing, and he's just like taking the Darksaber and like tossing it aside in the ship. Like, I don't want this, you know. But like, what if they fight for it and he keeps on winning? But you know, do you think we're gonna see Bo-Katan in Book of Boba Fett?
I don't know. Like, are they still together? Like, did they split up? Like,
she's just like randomly pissed and ran off. And...
yeah, like I don't know how we're gonna see him. I don't know. I don't know what he's been up to. Nobody does really. I mean,
yeah.
What's he been up to? Like, is he with her? It's like, man, because maybe they're gonna hire Mandalorians. Like, period.
Just Mandalorians as a whole.
Yeah, maybe like Din and like a bunch of Mandalorians. Because he's now the leader, probably. Like, it's like, because Muscle is more than one guy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Or maybe they go to Grief Karga and they're like, hey, you know what? Find me Mandalorian.
So you have all like the Mandalorians that you can find.
Yeah, maybe.
Or you just find a bunch of current or former bounty hunters that are pissed off.
That'd be nice too. Man, I want to see Bosk. I want to see Dengar.
Yeah.
I want to see all the freaking. I want to see Forlom and
more bounty hunters that are pissed that they've almost died or gotten hurt, or friends have gotten killed because of somebody's stupid actions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty much where we're at with the Book of Boba Fett. You know, I've really been enjoying it. I know, Joe, you've been enjoying it.
It's my favorite show.
Yeah. You wouldn't be getting up at 4 or 2 in the morning to watch it every week if it wasn't. So, let's see here. So we've got 3 more episodes left. We might come back and discuss Book of Boba Fett, or if something else comes up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've had fun talking with Joe, like we normally do, like every day. It's just one of these things where I was sitting there, it's like, you know, it'd be really a lot of fun if I could just record our conversations and do it that way. Because I think it would be a great episode. So, I really appreciate you coming and recording with me, Joe.
That was a lot easier than I thought it'd be.
Yeah. Did you enjoy yourself?
Yeah.
Cool. So if you've been watching Book of Boba Fett, I'd love to hear what you think. What do you think of the mod speed kids, the mod kids? What do you think about Black Chrysanthemum tearing that dude's arms off?
Yeah,
Arm. Just one of them.
It'll grow back.
You know what? I think maybe Jennifer Beals' character did kind of get to him a little bit because he only tore one arm off. Rather than both. Maybe.
Good notions grow their limbs back, so.
Yeah. Anyways.
It'll be like this for a while.
He'll be like, little short arm. Okay.
Like a little
Yeah,
velociraptor.
that's like a little velociraptor arm. Or like Deadpool when
Yes.
yeah, his hand gets cut off. Yeah. But yeah, what did you guys think of Black Chrysanthemum? You know, tearing dude's arm off. Just being like, yeah, I accept your praise, but I'm still, tearing this dude's arm off and paying you. That was pretty badass. But that I want to know about. What do you guys think of Black Chrysanthemum?
I love him.
Yeah, I know. I think he's pretty awesome, and I like that he's now working for Boba Fett. Boba Fett. I am Boba Fett.
And Boba Fett.
I am Boba Fett. Okay, guys. So we're done for now. We're let us know what you think. Let me know what you think about the Book of Boba Fett, and do you think Din Djarin will be in the next episode? And do you think he's bringing a bunch of Mandalorians with him and the Darksaber? Do you think he still has the Darksaber?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. All right, but that's it for us. This has been What's Happening Wednesday with the Officially Unofficial Geek channel. I'm Carrie Quinn. Thank you to my special guest star co-host, Joe, the boyfriend, the Star Wars aficionado. All right, that's been fun. See you guys soon. Check out Flashback Friday, coming this Friday, where I will be talking to you about the first appearance of Peacemaker. Until then, I'll be seeing ya. We'll be seeing ya.
Bye.
Bye.